girl! Welcome back to Girl Talk Philosophy, where we explore the big ideas behind everything we love. Today, we're diving into something that we just can't seem to stop watching, talking about, and listening to: true crime. You've probably found yourself up late listening to that true crime podcast or binge watching that Netflix docuseries that just won't let you go. But here's the question: why are we so obsessed with it? Why does true crime keep us hooked, even though it's dark, disturbing, and sometimes downright scary? Is it just about thrills, or is there something deeper? Something philosophical, psychological, and even empowering that's at play here? Why does true crime seem to hold such a magnetic pull on us, especially as women? Today, we're going to break it all down. We'll talk about how fictional crime shows set the stage for our true crime obsession, how the psychology behind true crime can help us process our own fears, and why true crime, at its core, has this weird way of making us feel more empowered, even when we're facing the darkest parts of human nature. Before we even started dipping our toes into real-life crime, we were already obsessed with the world of fictional crime. Think about it. Shows like Law & Order SVU have been around for decades, giving us a weekly dose of dark but ultimately controlled crime. These shows weren't about real people. They were fictional stories. But why were we so hooked on them? Because they provided us with a way to deal with our fears while watching characters solve problems in real time. And then there's Dexter. Let's be real. We were all fascinated by a character who was a serial killer, but a good serial killer, who only killed criminals. Dexter made us think about morality in a way that's uncomfortable but strangely compelling. Watching Dexter, we had to question, what if I had the power to decide who deserves justice? So, even though these shows were fictional, they tapped into the part of us that loves a mystery, a thrill, and the chance to explore dark thoughts from a safe distance. Then, we crossed over into real crime, and things got much darker. True crime documentaries like Making a Murderer and The Jinx grabbed our attention in ways that fictional shows just couldn't. These were real people, real crimes, real victims, and we got to see the justice system play out in real time. But why does it draw us in so much? Why do we obsess over the psychology of criminals and victims when we know these are real people living out these tragic stories? It's not just the darkness that we're drawn to, it's the human element. We want to understand how people fall into these extreme situations, how society fails, and what justice really means. In a world where justice often feels uncertain, true crime allows us to confront those uncertainties and question, how could this happen? How can we stop it from happening again? Take You, the show about Joe Goldberg, a charming stalker who manipulates his way through women's lives. Sure, Joe Goldberg is fictional, but something about him is disturbingly realistic. His insistence that he is one of the good guys, that his actions are justified, that he's somehow saving women from abuse while actively abusing them himself. All of these factors add up to make a guy that every woman has likely encountered at one time or another. If Joe Goldberg were younger, he'd fully be listening to Andrew Tate. Yet, we're all fascinated by Joe because his actions make us ask uncomfortable questions about the people we let into our lives. Joe's story plays into our deep fears about control, manipulation, and trust. All things that we, as women, constantly have to navigate. Hey girl, if you're loving the conversation so far, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the amazing content we have coming your way. Trust me, you'll want to be part of this empowered community of women who are all about growth, self-discovery, and challenging the status quo. And hey, while you're at it, hit that bell for notifications, so you'll be the first to know when we drop new videos on everything from philosophy to pop culture to personal empowerment. You can subscribe now, and let's keep the conversation going. Remember, you're not just a viewer here, you're part of the movement. We're all in this together. Okay, but here's the real question. Why are we, as women, so drawn to these dark stories? Why do we keep coming back for more? The truth is, true crime doesn't just give us an adrenaline rush. It taps into something much deeper, the psychology of fear. We're hardwired to be curious about the unknown, especially when it involves life and death. Watching true crime gives us the safety to confront these terrifying scenarios without actually experiencing them ourselves. We're able to explore the darkness of human nature while still keeping our own safety intact. Freud might say it's because we're confronting our unconscious fear, the stuff we don't want to admit we have, but know is lurking beneath the surface. And this, honestly, is why true crime is so compelling. It gives us a way to process the things we're most afraid of, and to do it without putting ourselves in harm's way. But it's not just fear that keeps us coming back. It's morbid curiosity. We want to know what makes people cross the line from regular human beings to criminals. How do we go from living ordinary lives to committing heinous acts? True crime offers the chance to explore the worst parts of humanity from a safe distance. Let's get real. Women have been conditioned to live in a world full of fear. We're constantly worried about our safety, trusting the wrong people, and feeling vulnerable. Watching true crime allows us to confront these fears in a safe space. We're not actually living the trauma, but we're still feeling it. And that's important. True crime allows us to face fear, anxiety, and violence, but from the comfort of our couch, knowing we're not at risk. It's a way to process those heavy emotions and release them without actually facing real danger. Look at the Ted Bundy documentaries. When we watch these chilling stories, we're confronting our deepest fears of vulnerability, yet we're given a sense of control because we know the story already. And we get that cathartic release when justice is finally served, which brings a feeling of closure that many women don't often get in real life. Here's the thing, true crime isn't just consumed, it creates community. Women in particular find empowerment in discussing these stories, whether it's joining a Facebook group, chatting in a Reddit thread, or listening to true crime podcasts together. There's a sense of shared curiosity and bonding that comes with it. And guess what? True crime has actually helped solve crimes. Women, especially, have been at the forefront of these efforts. They've pushed for justice, uncovered new evidence, and even helped catch criminals who were on the run for decades. Take the case of the Golden State Killer. After decades of silence, true crime fans, primarily women, used genetic genealogy to track down the killer. This wasn't just a case for armchair detectives, this was activism, advocacy, and community building in real time. So, why do we keep coming back for more? Why is true crime this never-ending addiction? It's not just the rush of fear, it's about justice, vindication, and feeling empowered. We watch these stories because we're constantly seeking answers to the deepest mysteries about human nature, morality, and justice. We get to explore the darkness, but we're also searching for truth. Watching true crime is like a puzzle we get to solve, piece by piece. And there's something deeply satisfying about that. So, next time you find yourself deep into a true crime binge, don't feel bad about it. True crime isn't just about the adrenaline, it's about exploring the darkest parts of human nature, confronting our fears, and seeking justice. True crime gives us the chance to ask the big question: what does justice really look like? What would I do in this situation? And most importantly, it helps us find meaning in the chaos and darkness. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about the thrill, it's about finding light in the darkness. And hey girl, we can handle it. Together. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the dark and gripping world of true crime. It's wild how these stories not only captivate us, but also make us reflect on our own safety, justice, and the ways we process fear. But remember, girl, it's not just about the thrill, it's about empowerment, awareness, and the strength we find in understanding. If you found this conversation eye-opening and want to dive deeper into the philosophy behind more of life's dark and intriguing topics, hit that subscribe button and like this video. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Let's keep talking about the things that matter. The more we discuss, the more we learn, and the more we grow together. Leave a comment and tell me, what's your favorite true crime documentary or show? Let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit that bell for notifications so you're always in the loop for more real talk and empowering conversations. Keep being your strong, brilliant self, and I'll catch you in the next one.